Welcome everyone. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is the glorious Necromunda Sumpkroc. Say glorious, not so glorious. So I have bought the blister pack from Forge World and destroyed it. This stuff is pretty good to keep in for hobby because rule number one, don't chuck anything away. So good for windows and stuff like that if you want to put windows in your sci-fi buildings, for example. But we'll get into this. You can see there's bits of the Sumpkroc already to one side. What I like about this guy is you didn't need it, but you got it. There's some fluff, which is pretty good. Not necessarily for the game, but it's very cool. I like it. I like it. So in a nutshell, during a different age of Necromunda, now long extinct type of reptile, became a fashion accessory of choice for the uphive nobility. So imported as eggs, once hatched, these snappy little creatures were seen everywhere for a period of several seasons, kept in fine artificial habitats or carried around in specifically made hand luggage. And then they probably got turned into luggage. But now, obviously, a bit mutated, people didn't like them, flushed them down the toilet, and they ended up in the underhive. So that's how you make the little gibbon. And of course, being Forge World, this thing is resin. So it's pretty basic. It comes in, was that 6 pieces? And then you've got your base as well. So a bit of a chunky monkey. That's a fair old base. And I have to say, one of the better Forge World. What's that now? Bit of cork, I think. One of the better Forge World models. Not spindly. Pretty good detail. I enjoy painting these guys up. This guy up. Look at that belly. Isn't he so pretty? Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. Good level of detail. I don't know what colour to paint him. Yes, they are different shades of green, so I could paint the classic Sumpkroc in green. I'm not a massive fan of the paint scheme. It's okay. Obviously my theme is orange for my Goliath with blue pipes, unless I've got the Bane looking Chem Brute, which obviously has green pipes because you want to look like Bane. Yeah, I'm not sure what colour to go. So, any suggestions, please put in the comment section below. This guy, when I first looked at Sumpkroc, so this comes with the kit, which is quite nice. It's a shame that it's on paper. It'd be nice if it was on some decent cardstock. Because it's got the Necromunda symbol on the back. It probably wouldn't take a lot more. You know, maybe twice as thick. But still, it's pretty nice how the rules come with. I mean, I've got a copy of the rules anyway, but it's nice to have a little card that you can cut out. So, initially when I looked at this guy, I thought he was, just okay. 130 credits for something is not that great. Goliath are known to be expensive, but this guy is a whopping movement 4. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. Weapon skill 3+. Obviously no ballistic skill, that'd be terrifying. If it had some kind of ballistic skill, like opposable thumbs to fire guns with, God knows. Strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 6 up, initiative, and it's got 2 attacks. So leadership is meh, cool is not bad. Will, surprisingly, is 7+, and intelligence, which is not surprising, on an 11+. So, guess what? He has ferocious jaws. No one saw that coming, right? So, it is strength of the user, so strength is 4, which is okay. So you're hitting the average person in Necromunda, like your Escher, or Cawdor, or Orlok, for example. You're wounding them on 3s because they're a good old toughness 3. It's AP 1, which is okay. It's better than nothing. And 1 damage. It's melee. It's rending, which is okay. It's okay. It's not terrible. So it will get 3 attacks on the charge. Yeah, sure. It's all right. It's all right. What I would like to see from Sumpkroc is maybe better speed, but seeing as he is basically an add-on to your leader, he is a status symbol. He's going to be moving up with your leader anyway, and Goliath leaders as standard are 4. So yeah, I get that. Maybe he's not going to run off without, you know, the big bad behind him. But it would have been nice to have had something else. I don't know, better strength on the jewels, because they're flipping huge. I mean, the jewels themselves are, you know, it's a good size, I would say, of an Warlock. You know, if you put an Warlock in there, that's a good percentage of a person in Necromunda. So maybe strength 5. I'm not quibbling over that because most things he's going to be wounding on 3s if it was a 4 or a 5 anyway. It just seems like it's missing something. But this is the cool bit about the Sumpkroc. So he has counter charge. I think that's where the points go to. So if the Sumpkroc's owner is charged or engaged by an enemy model, and this Sumpkroc is active, it may immediately make a full movement value towards the charging fighter. So if someone's failed a charge and they're close, you can get in there and nom them. If they've made it into base to base, at least this guy doesn't have to move very far, and he will make a free attack against them. So then it's up to the attacker whether they want to hit the Sumpkroc or your leader. But because they've charged, I guess they still gotta hit your leader. But then in the follow-up turn, you know, they have an option of 2 characters that they're going to attack. Which isn't bad. So you don't have to worry about the movement so much if someone charges your leader. But do you really want your leader up front and getting charged? That's up to you. Because your Forged Tyrant's not bad. He's got 3 standard attacks. I mean, you could go with like a Chain Axe or something, keep it fairly cheap, still pretty good, hit him fairly well. Extra attacks on the charge. So yeah, you might want to go melee based, possibly. So I think that's where this guy gets his points value, is counter charge. So you can only make 1 counter charge per round, which would be broken otherwise, or this guy would be going all over the board. Sumpkroc has naturally scaly and resilient hide, granting him a 5-up save, which is quite nice. I just can't imagine this guy to be wearing heavy armor. Right. So with Forge World's resin, the most important thing to remember is use super glue, not plastic glue, because guess what? It's not plastic. The next thing is to start assembling models on camera, not off the camera, that'd be helpful. No, the next thing is to use soapy water and scrub the model off before painting it. So I'm just using some snips, take off the rough sections, then I'm going to tidy it up in a minute with a knife. It may need some file work as well, but I'm going to be as careful as I can with these Citadel snips. I mean, other snips are available, but these are pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. There we go, tied it up just a little bit, just around there. Like I say, I'll get the knife on there in a minute. But they are pretty precise. They're good snips. So I've started assembling, clean off mold lines. I mean, there are small gaps, which, to be fair, I was expecting. It's Forge World. It says kicking the camera. Yeah, Forge World isn't bad. It's pretty good quality. Not hundreds of mould lines, but sometimes parts don't fit quite right and you'll need a bit of green stuffing. So the best thing to do, as you can see me do there, is to measure up. Do you think it's going to fit? Put a bit of glue on that off the camera there. Then a bit of glue and try it. That's not too bad. But yeah, fully expecting a bit of green stuff here and there. I will also, once it's dry, run some super glue in the gaps a bit more to strengthen it as well. By all means, you can pin this stuff if you really want to. Although beam resin is a little bit brittle, so just be careful. So cleaning up this guy, careful not to put any strain onto the teeth, because I can imagine the teeth would break quite easy. Trying to clean up around these pins here. Doesn't fit too bad on the head. It doesn't stick, which isn't unheard of for resins. You can always use, it's also a good trick to use when gluing metal models together, not that you see many of those these days, is put a tiny piece of tissue paper, like toilet paper or something, just between the two sections you want to glue together. And the super glue will bond to the tissue paper and give it some texture, and hopefully bond to the resin and all metal as well. So it's not bad. That'll be pretty good on the wall with some bar as well in Necromunda. But not today. Not today. This is going on my Sumpkroc. I need a name for this guy. I can't just call him Sumpkroc. It's a aliens themed gang. So Ripley and Apone and all that stuff. Who could I have for the name of the Croc? I would say Jones the cat, but I've already had that. Jones is one of my hive scum. To be fair, he ain't gonna make it, is he? Jones is gonna be dead soon. Permanently dead, so I can always nab that name when he dies. With Sumpkroc, is he really likely to be part of the campaign? I'm not entirely sure, but he just looks wicked. So I won't glue it on just yet, because I want to fill in the gaps. Or I can just give up on the aliens names and just call him something like Mr. Tiddles the Third or something like that, which would be pretty funny. In my head, anyway. Yeah, so I really do like this model. Really wanted to have it for a long time. And it is just a piece of equipment. Pets generally are anyway, but that's how you equip them to their leaders and things like that. It is just a piece of equipment. Poor guy. And in my opinion, even if it only counts as, you know, a couple more wounds to my leader in the charge phase, I think that's pretty good. Plus, if you don't want a melee boss and you wanted, let's say you wanted a missile launcher or something like that, and someone does try charging you, what better way to deter them, or maybe make them think twice by putting a Sumpkroc in the way. So I don't think this guy is going to be climbing up ladders, leaping across great gaps, holding objectives anytime soon. He's purely there for fun, people. So yeah, I do like him. I think he's a little bit pointed, but But if you didn't have counter charge, yeah, they'd be way overpointed. Only strength 4. It's a Croc. So let's say the average human is strength 3. And a Goliath is strength 4. Is a Sumpkroc going to be stronger than a Goliath? I think so. I think it should be a 5. Doesn't make much of a difference when attacking the normal guys. But the bigger guys, it would be nice to pack a bit more of a punch. Maybe his bite does more than 1 damage. That would make sense. Right, thank you for watching, guys. It was just a bit of an amble through the Goliath Sumpkroc. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you in the next video, you wonderful people.